Colonel Potter, sir, my last wish is to be buried in my mother's wedding gown.
I've seen these Dodgers for 40 years, all the tricks. Dismissed!
On screen, the cast of MASH appeared like a tight-knit family, laughing, saving lives, and making television history with one of the most successful shows of all time. But behind the scenes, the reality was far from the scripted harmony viewers saw. While MASH brought humor and heart to over 200 million homes across America, simmering tensions, silent frustrations, and quiet departures were hidden from public view. Loretta Swit, beloved for her role as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, eventually broke her silence after years of loyalty, revealing how personal struggles and creative clashes led some of the show's major stars to walk away even while the series was still dominating television. MASH, which aired from 1972 to 1983 on CBS, was more than just a comedy. It was a groundbreaking dramedy based on real-life experiences of doctors during the Korean War. Adapted from the 1970 film and the 1968 novel by Richard Hooker, it followed doctors and support staff at a mobile army hospital in South Korea, blending absurdity and raw emotion in a way that captivated audiences. With unforgettable characters like Alan Alda's sharp-tongued Hawkeye Pierce, Wayne Rogers' charming Trapper John, Swit's strong-willed Hot Lips, and the quirky Radar O'Reilly played by Gary Berghoff, the show transformed from silly to sincere, eventually delivering tear-jerking drama alongside satire. Cast changes were inevitable, but *M*A**S*H*H maintained its soul, partly thanks to Alda, who also took on writing and directing duties, helping craft the emotional depth that made the show iconic. The series finale, Goodbye, Farewell and Amen, became the most-watched television episode in U.S. history. Loretta Swit, one of only 4 actors to remain throughout the show's 11-season run, brought depth to her evolving character from a strict, flirtatious nurse to a more compassionate, independent woman. Born in 1937 in Passaic, New Jersey, Swit studied acting, singing, and dance while working clerical jobs before breaking into theater and then television. She eventually made the role of Hot Lips her own, even after inheriting it from Sally Kellerman in the original *M*A**S*H*H film. Swit's career flourished in both stage and screen, and she earned 2 Emmy Awards for her performance on *M*A**S*H*Star. Yet behind the laughter were real tensions. As Alan Alda's role grew on-screen and off, some co-stars felt sidelined. Wayne Rogers, Trapper John, and McLean Stevenson, Colonel Blake, left the show, reportedly frustrated by the increasing focus on Alda's Hawkeye, who had become the series' focal point and creative force. Swit herself remained loyal to the show and her castmates, staying close to Alan Alda and other co-stars even after the series ended. Though EMS remains a beloved part of television history, its backstage reality was shaped by the same kinds of conflict, evolution, and emotion that made the show so deeply human on screen. Over time, MASH began to shift from an ensemble piece into what some described as the adventures of Hawkeye Pierce, a transition that didn't sit well with all the cast members. Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John, observed this evolution in later interviews, noting that Alan Alda's Hawkeye increasingly dominated screen time and storyline direction. The tensions weren't limited to actors, writers, and cast members sometimes clashed over creative decisions and script changes. Writer Ken Levine once joked that they wrote an episode set in freezing cold weather just to keep the actors too uncomfortable to argue about the dialogue, a light-hearted anecdote that masked deeper push-and-pull dynamics behind the scenes. Loretta Swit, who played Major Margaret Houlihan, was often in the middle of these conflicts, revealing in later interviews that part of her off-screen role involved keeping the peace among cast members, suggesting that *M*A**S*H*H wasn't always the joyful workplace it appeared to be. One of the earliest major departures was McLean Stevenson, who played the beloved Colonel Henry Blake. Stevenson felt stifled by the role and desired creative growth outside the show. In a reflective interview years later, he acknowledged that he had mistakenly believed audiences loved *him* when, in reality, they loved the character Henry Blake. His off-screen death in the episode Abyssinia, Henry shocked viewers and remains one of TV's most emotional moments. Wayne Rogers also left the show in 1975, citing dissatisfaction with his character's diminished role compared to Aldous. Rogers believed Trapper John would be equal to Hawkeye, but as Alda took on more narrative control, Rogers became disillusioned and opted to leave, though he and Alda remained close friends until Rogers' death. Similarly, Larry Linville, who portrayed the rigid and pompous Frank Burns, exited after 5 seasons. He felt the character had become stagnant and declined a contract renewal, wanting more complex and evolving roles. His co-stars respected his decision to move beyond the one-dimensional villain he'd been typecast as. Gary Berghoff's departure as Radar in 1979 stemmed from personal and professional stress. Approaching 40, he was burned out playing a naive young clerk and wanted to spend more time with his family. Tensions with co-stars also played a part, accounts detail arguments with McLean Stevenson and even a physical outburst from Rogers. Despite his off-screen difficulties, fans adored Radar, and Berghoff's emotional final episode, Goodbye Radar, struck a bittersweet tone. At the center of all these shifts was Alan Alda. Starting as the show's charming lead, Alda eventually became its creative engine, writing, directing, and even producing. His influence gave *M*A**S*H** greater depth and social consciousness, moving it beyond comedy into a profound commentary on war, humanity, and morality. Loretta Swit praised Alda's intelligence and kindness, and the two remained close long after the show ended. Yet some cast members quietly resented the growing focus on Alda's character, feeling the series had lost its original ensemble dynamic. The tension between artistic evolution and collaborative balance defined much of MASH's behind-the-scenes drama. Still, the show remains one of television's most cherished productions, remembered as much for its storytelling as for the personal stories of those who brought it to life. As MASH evolved into a deeper, more emotionally resonant show, audiences responded, and it became a top-rated, award-winning series known for its sophistication. Yet behind the scenes, the shift in tone brought growing tension. What started as an ensemble-driven comedy increasingly centered on Hawkeye Pierce, both played and creatively led by Alan Alda. While Loretta Swit stood loyally by his side, other cast members began to feel sidelined. Alda's creative influence brought depth to the series, but it also reshaped its dynamic, transforming a shared journey into a Hawkeye-centric narrative. Swit later remarked that the show had moved from a group effort to one-man's story, which proved difficult for some to accept. Before her passing at age 87, Loretta Swit offered candid reflections on why so many of her co-stars left the show. She acknowledged the male-dominated environment was often tough and that she had to fight for her character, Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, to grow beyond a one-dimensional caricature. With support from producers like Burt Metcalf, she helped shape Margaret into a more dignified, human figure. Swit openly defended her co-stars' departures. Wayne Rogers, Trapper John, left due to feeling underused. McLean Stevenson, Colonel Blake, longed for lead roles and broader opportunities. Larry Linville, Frank Burns, felt he had exhausted the limits of his character, and Gary Berghoff, Radar, walked away to focus on family after enduring personal and professional burnout. Swit herself never seriously considered leaving, but the emotional toll was real. Co-stars Harry Morgan and Mike Farrell noted she often felt outnumbered, and despite her dedication, Swit was sometimes written out of key episodes. She was even denied a lead role on Cagney and Lacey due to contractual restrictions from *M*A**S*H**. Still, Swit remained committed, standing as both a fierce presence in a male-heavy cast and a quiet, emotional anchor across the show's 11 seasons. Her off-screen life was equally rich. In the 1980s, she married actor Dennis Houlihan, who once guest-starred on *M*A**S*H**, but they divorced in 1995. Swit was a lifelong animal rights activist, going vegan in 1981 and using her platform to fight cruelty with compassion. She was also a dedicated artist, particularly fond of needlepoint, and even authored *A needlepoint scrapbook star. Loretta Swit passed away on May 30, 2025, at the age of 87 in her New York City home. Her legacy endures not only through Margaret Houlihan, a character she helped evolve with depth and humanity, but also in her activism, creativity, and resilience. *M*A**S*H** itself was more than a wartime comedy. It was a bold, culturally significant series that used humor to explore pain, friendship, and the human spirit. Through all its cast changes and internal conflicts, it remained grounded by the talents of individuals like Swit. Her loyalty, grace, and evolution helped shape a show that continues to resonate with generations. If you enjoyed this in-depth journey into the world of MASH, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more classic TV stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you next time.